Hello everyone. Today we will understand that what is activation energy and which is denoted by EA. So the activation energy is the amount of energy which is required to convert the reactant into the product after providing that amount of energy. Okay. So we will just understand it by plotting a graph. Well, suppose here is a graph. Okay, it is a y-axis and it is a x-axis. Here we will write energy on y-axis, energy, and here we will write the reaction progress. Okay, and here at this point we will take reactant. Okay, now so here is reactant. When the reaction will go in progress, then this reactant will be converted into the product. Okay, now we are having the reactant which have some amount of energy, because each compound have some amount of energy if they are having mass, and also our environment has some minimum amount of temperature. That is why all the compound have some amount of energy. So suppose its energy is at this point. Okay, now if we want to convert this reactant into the product, suppose we have to provide it this amount of energy. Okay, at this point, so it will be the threshold energy. Okay, which we have to provide to convert this reactant into the product. Okay, so suppose now we want to plot a graph. If then this graph will go like this and this. Okay, now we will make a line here. Okay, it is our threshold energy, and at this point this is the energy of our reactant. So suppose it is ER. Okay, this amount of energy ER, it is our energy of the reactant, so we will write it as ER. Okay, now it is a graph and it is a threshold energy. After that, what will happen? If we provide the energy to the reactant, then the bonds will be break down, and after that, in the forming of the new bonds, when it convert into the product, energy will be released. So suppose this graph will go like this, and at this point the product has been formed. Okay, so now the energy of product is this much, so we will write it EP. Okay, so it is the energy of the product. Now how much energy we have to give in to the reactant that it will convert into the product? Only this amount of energy, this will. Okay, so it is activation energy. So this much energy our reactant was also having in itself. This much energy we provided that it can be convert into the product. Now when it converted into the product, some amount of energy has been released by the compound, so it is its energy. Okay, now the energy of the product is greater than the energy of the reactant, right? It is having this much of energy, and how much is released? Suppose we provide 50 joule energy, total amount 50 joule of energy to the reactant, so that it can be converted into the product. And how much amount of energy it has been released? Suppose it has been released 10 joule of energy. Okay, if this 10 joule energy will be used in a chemical reaction, because next molecule also will convert into the product in the reaction, then still we have to provide 40 joule energy to the reaction. Understand it well. हमने ग्राफ प्लॉट किया जिसमें हमने एक्स वाई एक्सिस ली, इधर हमने एनर्जी और इधर रिएक्शन प्रोग्रेस को लिया। यहाँ पर रिएक्टेंट जीरो है, रिएक्टेंट कंसंट्रेशन है और धीरे धीरे ये रिएक्शन प्रोग्रेस के साथ प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा। अब रूम टेम्परेचर पर भी हर कंपाउंड के पास अपनी कुछ एनर्जी होती है, तो हमने उसको यहाँ मार्क किया कि सपोज हमारे रिएक्टेंट के पास इतनी एनर्जी अपने पास है। अब ये थ्रेशोल्ड एनर्जी है कि हम टोटल अगर इतनी एनर्जी इसको प्रोवाइड करा देंगे तो ये रिएक्टेंट प्रोडक्ट में चेंज हो जाएगा। ओके, तो रिएक्शन स्टार्ट हो जाएगी। नाउ वी प्लॉट अ ग्राफ, हमने ग्राफ को प्लॉट किया। देन व्हेन द बॉन्ड ब्रेक्स दे नीड एनर्जी एंड व्हेन दे फॉर्म दे रिलीज एनर्जी। ओके, सो आफ्टर फॉर्मिंग द बॉन्ड दे रिलीज सम एनर्जी। सपोज हमने 50 जूल एनर्जी इसको प्रोवाइड की थी और उसने 10 जूल एनर्जी रिलीज कर दी। अभी जब उसने 10 जूल एनर्जी रिलीज की तो वो एनर्जी अभी रिएक्शन में ही काम आएगी उसको प्रोसीड कराने के लिए। लेकिन दिस 10 जूल एनर्जी नॉट सफिशिएंट, स्टिल वी हैव टू प्रोवाइड 40 जूल एनर्जी टू द रिएक्टेंट। अभी भी हमको 40 जूल एनर्जी उसे और प्रोवाइड करनी पड़ेगी, ठीक है ना। तो सो it is a endothermic reaction in which we are providing the reaction. So such reaction is a endothermic reaction. Okay, next, the enthalpy of the reaction, that is delta H, is positive here. Okay, that is, and how we calculate enthalpy? That is delta H is equal to enthalpy of the product minus enthalpy of the reactant. So the enthalpy of the, when we minus this from the product, then we will have the answer in positive because the energy of the product is more than that of the reactant. Okay, so it is an endothermic reaction, its enthalpy is positive and enthalpy of the reaction is calculated by the when we minus the enthalpy of the product minus enthalpy of the reactant. It is heat energy. Okay, it is, we can also call it heat energy. So this is a graph for the endothermic reaction. Now we will understand for the exothermic reaction. Again we will plot a graph. Suppose here x and y axis. Okay, here we are having energy, here reaction progress, and here we are having reactant. Okay, now is still same that this much of energy is our reactant also already having, और यहाँ पर हम threshold energy को mark करेंगे. Okay, so when the reaction proceed like this, so it will reach this point. Now at this point it is ready to convert into the product. Now the energy of the reactant is what? It is ER. Now what will happen? Suppose the product loses this amount of energy. Suppose it is losing this amount of energy. Okay, now the energy of the product is, here product is formed, so it is this much, and energy of the reactant is this much, so it is less in comparison to the reactant, and it is a threshold energy. Okay, threshold energy, and it is a activation energy, right, and it is the energy of the product. Now what will happen? Suppose we have provided again 50 joule energy to the reaction. Now suppose 70 joule energy is released by the product. It means what? Extra 20 joule energy is released by the product. It means that we have not required any energy from the outside, because our product is releasing so much amount of energy that is sufficient for the progress of the chemical reaction. Okay, so such type of reaction is called the what? Exothermic reaction. Now energy of the product because it is releasing so much energy, so the energy of the product is very less in comparison to the reactant. So the enthalpy in this case will be negative. Okay, so first thing, it will be exothermic reaction. Okay, second, what? Enthalpy will be negative here. Okay, and next, what? How we can calculate it? With the same formula, so it will come negative. So these are the graph for the exothermic and endothermic reaction. These both are the irreversible reactions. Now we will understand the activation energy in case of the reversible reactions. Okay, so I hope you understand that in endothermic reaction, the energy released by the product is less in comparison to the exothermic reaction. Here the energy of product is more, and here energy of product is less. So here enthalpy change is positive, here it is negative. Now here we provide the energy from the outside because less amount of energy is released by the product. Here we will not provide the energy from the outside because our product is releasing so much amount of energy that will be used in the progress of the chemical reaction. So it is a exothermic reaction. In this case it is a endothermic reaction. I hope you will understand this. Okay, thank you. Now we will do the reversible reaction in case of the activation energy. Okay, so now we will see the activation energy graph in case of the reversible reaction. Earlier we did it for the irreversible reaction in two cases, that is endothermic and exothermic cases. So in endothermic, the value of delta H is positive because the energy of product is more than that of the reactant, and in exothermic reaction the value of the delta H is negative as the energy of the product is less than that of the reactant. Now we are on reversible reactions. So we will see it first in case of endothermic reactions, how reversible reaction takes place. Okay, so first case is endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. So we know for endothermic reaction, as I told you yesterday in this topic also, that the value of delta H is positive, and the formula for calculating the energy or enthalpy is that we will minus the enthalpy of the reactant from the product. Okay, now we will plot a graph for it. So here is a graph. Okay, here is a y-axis, here we take x-axis, here we take energy, here reaction progress. Okay, now we will do it as same, that suppose the energy of the reactant is here and the threshold energy is this. If this much energy is obtained by the reactant, then it will start to convert into the product. So when we go from here to here, okay, it is a threshold energy. This much energy was that the reactant having, so it was the energy of the reactant. Now this much energy, that is a activation energy, which will activate the reactant to be converted into the product. And it is for the endothermic reaction. It means what? The product will release less amount of energy and it will keep the energy with itself, so it will like this. Okay, so it means what? That here is a product. Okay, so this is the energy of the product. Okay, so it is EP, right? Now if here the reactant is going to convert into a product, so it is a forward reaction. Okay, so as I write it here, EA, activation energy of the reactant, so I will write it here what? F. Okay, why? Because of the forward reaction. Now if the product will go through the backward reaction, it will convert into the reactant, then how much energy we should provide to the product, because this much energy it is already having, so we have to provide only this amount of energy. So what we will write it, EAB, it is for backward reaction. Okay, so this much energy, only this much energy we have to provide to the product, and it will convert into the reactant, as this much energy it is already having. And here for forward reaction we provided this amount of energy. Okay, so it is a reversible reaction graph in case of the endothermic reaction. Okay, so here less amount of energy required, point to be noted that less amount of energy required to convert B to A. Okay, less amount. Now here in this case the energy of forward reaction is larger than that of the backward reaction. Okay, and the delta H, how will we calculate it? We will calculate it like EAF, activation energy for the forward reaction, minus activation energy for the backward reaction. Okay, so we will, this is like less amount of energy required to convert B to A, energy of forward reaction is greater than that of the backward reaction. Delta H can be calculated by the energy of forward reaction, we will minus energy of the activation energy of the backward reaction, so we will calculate it. Okay, now we will see the reversible reaction graph in case of the exothermic reaction. Okay, so let's see the graph here. So here we plot a graph. Okay, it is y-axis, it is x-axis, again it is reaction progress, and here energy. Okay, now we are doing the same thing. Here is a threshold energy, this much energy reactant is already having, and this is a threshold energy. Now in this case exothermic reaction, the product will have the less energy in comparison to the reactant, so it will keep less energy and release the large energy. Okay, so this is a amount of energy of the product. Okay, and this is energy of the reactant. Now this is for forward reaction. Okay, and this is for backward reaction. So here energy of the backward reaction is larger than that of the forward reaction. Okay, so now how much energy product having? Only this amount of energy, only this much energy the product is having. So how much energy we have to provide it to convert into the reactant? Again for the backward reaction, this much energy we will provide, this much energy from here to here, that it will convert into the reactant. Okay, so here, so in this case the value of delta H will be negative. Okay, and we will calculate it with the same formula, that is delta H will equal to activation energy of the forward reaction minus activation energy of the backward reaction. Okay, but here the energy of backward reaction is larger than that of the forward reaction, so the value of the delta H will come negative here. Okay, so we did the activation energy for the reversible as well as the irreversible reactions. Now we will go for the Arrhenius equation. Okay.